7th grade, chapter 6, section 2, day 2, vertical angles. So, remember yesterday I talked to you guys about, in the video, well, probably not yesterday, yeah, it was yesterday, using different colored pencils or highlighters, and if it's a problem that's in the book, you copy all the lines and everything on your own paper so that you can use the highlighter. Super, 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 super important to do that. So I know you really can't do it on your DIMB, but when we're doing it in class, please bring different colored pencils, or use the ones that are in my box, or different color highlighters. You were supposed to have different color highlighters at the beginning of the year, your class list stuff. So please, this is where you need them. All right, when two lines intersect at a point, they form four angles. The non-adjacent angles are called vertical angles. So this is a line, and this is a line. See how those lines just hopefully pop out your vertical angles? So this is a black to red. This one's black to red, and those two angles are not adjacent. And then you have this black to red, and they're not adjacent. So it's a lot easier to see your vertical angles if you draw those lines and think about what color to color. All right, the adjacent angles, we've got angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. You also have angle 2 and angle 3, you have angle 3 and angle 4, and you have angle 4 and angle 1. So there's a lot of different adjacent angles there. But vertical angles, you have angle 4. You have angle 4 is vertical to angle 2, or you can have angle 1 is vertical to angle 3. So there's two separate pairs. So these are one pair of vertical angles, and this is another pair of vertical angles. All right. Vertical angles, let's see here. Measure of angle 2 is 30 degrees. So I'm going to erase all my coloring. So when you're doing this in your DIMB, draw the angles, please, so that I can see where you've colored the different angles, or used your one color highlighter to mark the angles. All right, measure of angle 2 is 20 degrees. Find the measure of angle 1. All right, so that's a straight line. So what kind of angles are angle 1 and 2? Hopefully you said supplementary, which means they add up to 180. So 180 minus 20 is 160. So measure of angle 1 is 160 degrees. I'm going to put it right here. Measure of angle 3, that's this one right here. Well, if I see this straight line right here, and I go from yellow to yellow on the other side of that vertex, I see that those are supplementary angles, so they add up to 180. 180 minus 20 is 160. Measure of angle 4. So now I'm looking at this red line again. Measure of angle 3 is 160 degrees. Right there, I see those are supplementary angles, so they add up to 180. So that means 180 minus 160 is 20. So measure of angle 4 is 20 degrees. Do you see that your vertical angles have the same measure? What can you conclude about vertical angles? They have the same angle measure. All right, so there's only two lines. So this one's not as critical to see, but if we get into the practice, that'll be lovely. So this is from yellow to red, and those two angles are not adjacent, therefore they're vertical. And you know what about vertical angles? Vertical angles are equal. So that means 2x is equal to 60 degrees. There's your equation, solve for x. X equals 30. It doesn't need a degree symbol because it's not asking me for an angle measure, it's asking me for a value. Okay, in the diagram, two straight lines intersect to form angles 1, 2, 3, and 4. Find the value of each variable if measure of angle 1 equals 76 degrees. So measure of angle 1 is this one. They already tell you it's 76 degrees. So they tell you these are two straight lines. So I'm going to use my two different colors. And I am going to highlight those lines so that I can see the vertical. So I have 76. So I start with what I know. And I try to learn stuff, figure stuff out from what I know. So 76 is yellow to blue. These are two straight lines. And I have yellow to blue angle here. So I know right now what angle B is because vertical angles are equal. So B is equal to 76. I'm going to put degree symbol there. I don't really need it because it said value of the variable, not of angle measure, but let's just do it anyway. All right, so then now I know B is 76 degrees, so I'm going to put that there. Now, I don't know any other vertical angles, but I do know straight lines. What do I know about straight lines? The angles that create that straight line are supplementary, which means they add up to 180. So right there, I have A plus 76 degree. Oh, I don't need that degree symbol there. A plus 76, I know what that's equal to. Hopefully you know what it's equal to too. It's equal to 180 degrees. So now I'm going to subtract 76 from both sides. And I get A is equal to 104. So now I know A is equal to 104 degrees. So I'm going to mark that 104. All right, so now I'm looking. I need to find C. C is yellow to blue, and I'm going to see if it has a vertical angle. It sure does. Yellow to blue, and those are not adjacent angles. Those arrows didn't touch the same line. So I know what angle C is. C is equal to 104 degrees. You could say, hey, look at there. C and B are supplementary angles, so 180 minus 76 is 104. Or you can say on the other way, 76 plus C equals 180. Yes, for sure. Remember I said the last video, there are multiple ways you can look at it. However, you just need to make sure you look at it and know all your stuff. No straight lines are supplementary and they equal 180. Know what vertical angles are. A, B, C. I'm just checking to make sure I have all my variables. All right, now I'm gonna check it again because I know all of these meet at a point. So these are actually angles at a point. So 104 plus 104 plus 76 plus 76. Those are supposed to equal what? Hopefully you said 360. So 208 plus 152 should be equal to 360. So I'm going to put a question mark because I don't know yet. 360 equals 360. It sure does. I added those up in my head. So I know these are correct. All right, let's see. Oh, this is a ratio one. So angle 1 is 5 units. So I'm going to put 5 units over here. Angle 2 is 1 unit. So I'm going to put 1 unit right here. They are intersecting lines. All right. So I'm just looking at how I'm going to attack it. So I need numbers. So I know this is a straight line. So if I go like this, I know that those two angles that went through are equal to what? Hopefully you said 180. Angle 2 plus angle 1 are equal to 180. Angle 2 is 1 unit. Angle 1 is 5 units. Remember, we're abbreviating U for units. That equals 180. So I just substituted the number of units in for each angle. So now I'm going to solve it. So I know there are 30 degrees in 1 unit. Okay, so because I know there's 30 degrees in 1 unit, that means angle 2, which is 1 unit, is 30 degrees. Angle 1, which is 5 units, is 5 times 30, so that's 150 degrees. 150 plus 30 is 180, so good, I did it right. So I'm going to put these in here. I don't need to know those, but it's going to help me. So I was also told this is a straight line. I could use a bunch of supplementary angles and figure out what P and Q are, but why when I know what vertical angles are? Okay, so P and Q is red to yellow, red to yellow. So now I know that P is equal to 30. Now I'm looking here for Q. Q is yellow to red. 1 is yellow to red. They share a point. They are not adjacent. Therefore, I know they are equal. Q is equal to angle 1, which is 150 degrees. So now I know what my P and Q are. They're asking for values, not angle measures. So you do not need a degree symbol, but you can put one if you want to. All right. I want you to hit pause and try to do this one on your own. Remember, there's multiple ways to get the different angles, but they're all going to be the same. So they want you to find the measure of each. That means you are going to need your degree symbols. I didn't include them on this, so just don't worry. Let's see here. On the next slide, upload a picture of your work. All right, so on the next slide, you need to make sure you have what it is. I didn't give you text boxes or anything in there. I want to see a picture of your work. All right. First thing, let's see. This is a straight line. And I see all 3 of these are on that straight line. So that means those are supplementary angles. There's only one variable, so I can create an equation. If there were 2 separate variables, I could not do it. I have to look at it a different way. So let's see here. 60 plus 3b plus b, that's equal to what? Hopefully you said 180 degrees because that is a straight line, making them supplementary. All right, so now I'm going to add these because they're on the same side of your equal sign. My variable term by itself. Okay, B is equal to 30, so that I know angle J and K, remember with the vertexes, has to be in the middle. So J and K is also known as K and J, so that's this one right here. That is equal to, oh shoot, I don't know what I did that for. It's equal to 30 degrees. Let's see here, this is 3 times B. So that is 3 times 30, so that's 90 degrees. Oh, isn't that lovely? 90 degrees. So that's K and L or L and K. 90 degrees. Okay. And then I'm checking it in my head right now. 60 plus 30 is 90. 90 plus 90 is 180, so we are correct. Now, I see a line right here. So I'm going to color it yellow, and I see blue to yellow, and then I see blue to yellow here, and those are not adjacent. Therefore, I know they are vertical, so I know this one is also 60. I and J, also known as J and I, so that's this one right here, is equal to 60 degrees. Because those are vertical, MNL and INJ are vertical angles, and they are equal to one another. All right. Ooh, I want to use vertical angles here too. Let's see. I want to use black. So I have yellow to blue. And over here I have blue to yellow. So I know this whole big black angle is equal to this angle. INM is equal to JNL. But this angle has 2 smaller angles. It has a 30 degree and 90 degree. So if it has a 30 degree and 90 degree in it, what is this big one? JNL. 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 I'm looking at my bottom to see if I have that in there, which I don't. So JNL is equal to 120 degrees. So then I know INM is also equal to 120 degrees because those are vertical angles. See how when I colored those, it makes it pop where my vertical angles are? So INM is 120 degrees. That leaves me with MNL, which is right here. So there's MNL. So that's this yellow one that is now black. And it was already given to me. So that is 60 degrees. So you need to have your work and all of this written out on your dry erase board to take a picture of. And I need to see your work. You're not going to know it just by looking at it. And this is where I want you to put your picture. Quiz coming up.